Donald Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, criticized Hillary Clinton for referring to half of Donald Trump's supporters as, quote, a basket of deplorables. Governor Pence said the comments disqualify her from serving as president and that she should apologize for the statement. Governor Pence made the comments at a press conference that followed a meeting with House Speaker Paul Ryan and other Republican leaders at the Republican National Committee headquarters in Washington.
Threw me off. You guys gotta get some air conditioning.
Pretty good turnout.
Yeah, this
Warm
is
today.
You get a good turnout.
yeah.
Well, I hope you like the new setup. First of all, we just left our conference and there was an excitement in the air, for one, to have our good friend, Governor Mike Pence, back with us. For many years, he led us in our conference, led us into the majority, and a lot of excitement as he travels across the country with a number of members joining him in the future of making America great again. Now, on the floor this week, we have 4 different bills. We will deal with tax increases to Obamacare, changing the Veterans Administration, transparency in government, and security. Those are issues that Mike has been talking about across this country, but they're issues that America has been telling him about. So first of all, we will deal with, as you know, in Obamacare, the premiums continue to rise, and now the taxes. Martha McSally has a bill to protect the seniors and the middle class from their tax increase going up with Obamacare. Secondly, we watch the failure in the VA system, the backlog in disability claims. But it becomes so bad that you can't even fire an employee when they show up drunk. Our chairman, Jeff Miller, has a bill to deal with that. And as all Americans believe, you should have transparency when it comes to Washington and bureaucracy. We'll be moving a bill to dealing just with that. And last, Jackie Jaworski. The challenge of where we find security around the world, this is not the time to be releasing those terrorists in Gitmo and bringing them to America. We'll have a bill that prohibits that as well. So just as our governor, Mike Pence, travels this country talking about the future, and the House will be leading a better way agenda and look forward to, after this election, to have a team in the White House that will sign the bills to protect us for the tax increases, give us greater transparency, reform the VA system, and give us all the security we need.
Well, it was great having our friend Mike Pence come and join us at the Republican conference today. Governor, we appreciate you being there. You could tell the enthusiasm in the room with our members, many of whom Mike served with, but it was the same kind of enthusiasm I've seen as I've gone around the country traveling, campaigning for House Republicans. You can sense in those states, whether it's a swing state or not, that there is incredible momentum behind the Trump-Pence ticket, and it's growing. I know I personally thanked Mike for what they did when Donald Trump and Mike Pence came down to South Louisiana just a few weeks ago. And while people were at their lowest point, gutting their houses during and after this tragic flood that we experienced, you could see not only how much they lifted people up at an incredibly low time, how much it really gave people spirit to know that there was somebody who really cared. The fact that they showed up, went to churches, and gave out relief supplies to people. That's the kind of people that they are. When you look at the momentum behind the Trump-Pence ticket, it shows you that people are really responding to their message of making America great again. And as we talk about our message of a better way, the agenda that we've pushed as House Republicans to show how you can get the country back on track, how you can create jobs, how you can rebuild this middle class, and how you can strengthen a military that's been depleted. It goes hand in hand with the message that Donald Trump and Mike Pence have been delivering all around the country. It's why you've got such great enthusiasm. It's why we're going to win this election and be able to finally start turning this country around again. So again, it was great seeing Mike before our conference. The members are excited, but more importantly, you're seeing people all around the country excited about the optimism that their ticket, the Trump-Pence ticket, is giving to making America great again.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, it was a highlight of this year, actually, to have Mike Pence here today addressing our conference, and we are very proud to have him on the ticket, proud of the leadership that he is bringing. And as you think about this election, it's been anything but status quo. Clearly, this country is hungry for new, fresh, dynamic leadership. And what we see being offered by the other side is a defense of the status quo. It's a defense of the top-down, government knows best approach. And what we've been offering as Republicans from the beginning of this year has been that bottom-up, empowering people, making sure that their people's voice is restored in this government, that we have a government that reflects the consent of the governed. Because at the end of the day, we need to be about the farmer, the builder, the stay-at-home parent, or the veteran. It should not be one in which a government continues to think that it knows best. And that is the choice that faces the country this fall. We are excited about the leadership of Donald Trump and Mike Pence that they're bringing to this country to help make America great again.
Well, it's good to see everybody. We had our last political conference today, and we were joined by someone who needs no introduction. For Hoosiers, Mike Pence is their governor. For Americans, Mike Pence is Donald Trump's running mate, next vice president. For us, Mike Pence is a friend. Mike Pence is a former colleague. 7 out of 10 Americans believe that this country is heading in the wrong direction. He is working with all of us to make sure that we put this country back on the right track. We are offering an agenda to this country to show how we can get this country back on top, to show this country how we can get jobs, show how this country how we can fight poverty, rebuild our military, restore self-government in the Constitution. And that is why we're just honored to have with us today our friend and our colleague, who we believe is going to be the next Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, join us today. Our members were excited to have him. We feel the wind at our backs, and we're excited about getting this agenda and moving it into law. And you want to learn more about it, go to better.gop, and you can see just, in fact, what we have in store for solving this country's big problems with our partners. And with that, I'd like to introduce Mike Pence. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much to this whole leadership team. It is a great privilege for me to be back among so many men and women who live out every day a dedication to this nation that's truly inspiring. I'm grateful for the hospitality. It was for me an emotional return to a group of men and women that I served with for 12 years and have so admired. I know Donald Trump and I are so grateful for the support that we're receiving from this, not just this leadership team, but members all across this country who are rallying to the cause to make America great again. And to be at the House Republican Conference today was a great privilege. Particularly want to express my appreciation to Speaker Paul Ryan. His development of the Better Way agenda so aligns with Donald Trump's vision to make America great again, that the American people should be confident that 56 days from now we can elect a president and re-elect majorities in the House and Senate that will be ready on day one to restore American strength at home and abroad. The House's commitment to and plans to rebuild our military, reduce taxes, end the war on American energy, roll back job-killing regulations, repeal Obamacare, and support the kinds of policies that will result in a stronger and more prosperous America. Represents an extraordinary start on the important work that we have to do as a country. 7.5 years of the leadership of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton during her years as Secretary of State have weakened America's place in the world and stifled America's economy. And with the strong leadership that Donald Trump will bring to the White House, with our strong partners in the House and in the Senate, leaders and members of which I'll be meeting with later today, we're very confident that we can bring real change in real time to the American people. And I leave here today with a grateful heart to be among my friends and those men and women that I hope and pray we have the opportunity to work together to make this country great again.
Questions?
Sir, you're a man of the...
Hey, no, we don't do it that way. We don't do it that way. Go ahead.
Governor Pence, would you like to amend your recent comments? Would you call David
Who's this guy?
Some of your supporters fall into that description.
Well, let me say first and foremost, I think millions of Americans were shocked and saddened to see Hillary Clinton refer to people across this country as a basket of deplorables in a prepared speech before wealthy donors in New York City on Friday night. She said that at the time, half of the people supporting Donald Trump and I were irredeemable, were not American. And frankly, I've never heard a major party candidate in the United States speak about the American people with such contempt. I mean, I'm out on the campaign trail every day. I'm campaigning with Donald Trump and for Donald Trump. And what Hillary Clinton apparently doesn't know is that the people that are supporting this campaign are hardworking Americans who come out to our rallies, come out to our town halls, who stop us in diners, who visit with us at meetings, at factories. They're people that work with their hands. They're people that run businesses. They're veterans, members of the armed forces. They're law enforcement officers, moms and dads and farmers. For Hillary Clinton to express such disdain for millions of Americans, I think it's one more reason that disqualifies her to serve in the highest office in the land. Anyone who has that low an opinion of the American people should never serve as President of the United States of America. As I said this weekend, I'll say again, that Donald Trump supporters are not a basket of anything. They are Americans, and they deserve the respect of the Democrat nominee for President of the United States. As Donald Trump, I said, his ambition is to be President of all the people of the United States of America. And as he said this weekend, and we believe from our heart, even those who do not support us, even those who are critical of us or have strongly different views, have our respect because they are Americans, and we respect their right to their views, and it would be the highest honor of our life to serve them. Now, with regard to your question, I would tell you, I was asked yesterday once again a question that I continue to, for all the world, I have no idea why this man keeps coming up. I mean, Donald Trump and I have denounced David Duke repeatedly. We have said that we do not want his support, and we do not want the support of people who think like him. And yesterday I was asked a question about that, and I repeated that again. The simple fact is that I'm not in the name-calling business. My colleagues in the House of Representatives know that I believe that civility is essential in a vibrant democracy, and it's just never been my practice. But I'm also not going to validate the language that Hillary Clinton used to describe the American people. I mean, look, millions of Americans know, and frankly, you all know, Hillary Clinton wasn't talking about that bad man. She was talking about people all across this country who are coming out in record numbers to stand by Donald Trump and to stand with him in his vision to make America great again. So we'll call on her again to apologize and retract her comments. I mean, the only thing she said so far is she was wrong about the math, I guess. And she's sorry she said half. Yeah. The truth of the matter is her remarks were deeply insulting to sincere people all across this country who know we can do better, who know we can be stronger. And we call on Hillary Clinton and her campaign once again to fully retract those offensive statements and apologize to the American people as she should.
Governor, do you have any concerns that whether it's David Duke or others who hold views that are considered racist or misogynist or any of those things, that they are attracted to your campaign and want to attach themselves to you? Again, today, David Duke talked about you specifically. Are you concerned that there's something about the Trump-Pence candidacy in these political times and the rhetoric that's been used that draws them to you?
Look, we live in a free country, and people of ill motives can associate themselves with politics. I would draw no more conclusion of that man's expressions of support than I would the fact that the father of a terrorist who killed 49 Americans was seen at a Hillary Clinton rally cheering her on and said he was there because she was good on national security. I mean, look, folks, there are two people on the ballot here, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Well, one of them is going to be President of the United States of America. And I would submit to you, this is all a distraction. I get it. I understand why Hillary Clinton and her campaign want to change the subject after that speech on Friday night. I mean, we all have recognized, you and the media have recognized, this was a catastrophic insult to the American people. And it's so important that people around the country know this was a prepared speech. This is not the first time she called millions of Americans a basket of deplorables. And I just, as I said, I think anyone that's got that low an opinion of the American people should never serve in the highest office in the land.
Wong.
Yes, Governor Pence.
It's kind of nice for a change, actually. Go ahead, Mike.
Governor Pence, can we hear your thoughts on the NCAA's decision to yank some of its championship series out of North Carolina over what's perceived as an anti-LGBT law? The NBA has done something similar with the All-Star Game.
Well, I just heard about that this morning and wouldn't have the details to comment other than to say the NCAA is based in Indianapolis. We have a great relationship with the NCAA. Donald Trump and I simply believe that these decisions are best made at the state level by the people, and where disputes arise, that they should be resolved in the courts.
Last question.
This guy right here. He was patient and he wasn't shouting out, so there you go.
Thank you. Governor Pence, Speaker Ryan has repeatedly and at times forcefully rebuked Donald Trump.
Okay, somebody else. Thanks, man. I was you're nice there, patient. Yeah, right. No good deed goes
I'm wondering if that's made it more difficult. If that's made it difficult.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I didn't hear the question either. I just heard.
I'll start.
Or I could tell where you're going.
Speaker Ryan has repeatedly and at times forcefully rebuked Donald Trump for some of his remarks. I'm wondering if that's made it difficult for you as you've been reaching out to some Republicans who are on the fence, and if that's been hurtful to the campaign.
My and Donald Trump's respect and appreciation for Speaker Paul Ryan is boundless. Look, you're going to have in a majority party, you're going to occasionally have differences of opinion, but our goals are identical. I think what was so inspiring to me to be at the House Republican Conference today and in the meeting that I had this morning with the Speaker is how much consistency there is between Donald Trump's vision to rebuild our military, revive the American economy, uphold the rule of law, and the agenda that House Republicans have put forward in the Better Way. I mean, I really do believe we have a historic opportunity before us today with the enormous talent here in the House of Representatives, led by Speaker Paul Ryan, with the energy and the vision of a President Donald Trump and a re-elected Republican Senate, to turn this country around, and to turn it around very quickly. I mean, I said to the conference today, this is the most dramatic choice in an election in my lifetime. This is not a choice between one candidate who will grow America this much and another candidate who will grow America this much. This literally is a choice between whether we're going to continue to go downhill to a weaker America at home and abroad, whether we're going to continue to walk away from the constitutional liberties enshrined in the interpretation of those by our Supreme Court, whether we're going to walk away from the highest standards of integrity in the highest office in the land, or whether we're going to plant our feet and start to march back uphill toward greater freedom, greater American strength, and greater prosperity. House Republicans, Senate Republicans are deeply committed to marching back up that hill. And when we elect Donald Trump as the next President of the United States of America, they will have a team and a partner in the White House to march back up to a stronger and greater America. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.